Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Clay. Well, I'm off to a wedding today. I'm gonna go celebrate with some really close friends of mine. Super duper happy for them. But I thought it would be really cool just to shoot a quick video about three essential truths about marriage and singleness. Are you ready? Let's get into it. The first point is sacrifice. When you're single, you have nothing to worry about, right? Well, depending on how you view it. But when you're in your single waiting period, everything revolves around you and what you're going to get and what you're going to do for yourself, right? And for some of us, that's still a truth, right? I know I am. But I want to discuss what that means, both from a sacrificial perspective in the context of singleness, as well as just in terms of marriage. After having spoken to many of my friends who are, some of them mostly married and have children, of course, I've come to realize that sacrifice is essential. See, what you want to do is during your single period, you want to build yourself up and sacrifice as much as possible to be the best version of yourself that you want to be, right? And what that means is that the person you are is essentially the person you are looking for, consciously or not consciously. Now, this is not some new age teaching, but what I mean by that is you want to be the person you want to attract, right? So that requires sacrifice. You have to make sure that you sacrifice, lay down sacrifices in your finances, making the right tough decisions, but then also just enjoying yourself and knowing that you might not have this opportunity to ever be single again. So while you're in your waiting season, make sure you sacrifice as much as you can, but then also enjoy yourself and love a bit, man. Like, you never know when you're going to be in a season where you might ever experience singleness again. And that being said, from a marriage perspective, of course, it's different because now you've built up this person that you've become and you're with this person, or whether you're transitioning, whether you've just gotten married, or whether you're actually on your way to marriage, or if you've tied the knot already, it requires sacrifice. Now, here's where the difference comes. That person that you have become, that person that you're with, has fallen in love and sacrificed themselves for that version of yourself, right? But when you're in marriage, now it requires the opposite to happen. You're going to be sacrificing a lot of what you have come to be and known as yourself, right? And what that means is that you're going to be able to lay down and also have to be able to lay down your flesh, your purposes, everything in union for this person. So one side of the spectrum, you're sacrificing your life to be the best version of yourself. The other spectrum of marriage is that you're sacrificing yourself for a person. Of course, we know that Jesus sacrificed it all, and we have to be able to lay down our lives for the person that we are in covenant with. Remember, our God is a covenant God, so covenant is super duper important to him. So guys, point number one, sacrifice. On to point number two, the long haul. See guys, when we get married, it is forever. During our dating and courting season, it's easy to test the waters, it's easy to go out, but when you actually get married, believe it or not, there's no way out. If you are a covenant loving person that loves Jesus and understands that your yes is a yes forever, that's how marriage has to be, is for the long haul. So before you decide to get married, or whether you're in a season of praying for a person, decide for yourself, are you ready to be able to lay down your time forever? Because forever is forever, until death do us part, of course, depending on the vows you make and take. But you're in it for the long haul. Do not get caught up in whether I like this person, and it's not, I don't even want to go there, but it's not a situation where you can just decide to not be with that person anymore, right? Because in the end, marriage requires sacrifice, and part of that sacrifice, as we heard, also now requires you to give your all, to wake up every day, to be for the long haul. You have to be able to choose the person every day. So point number two, marriage is for the long haul. Point number three is serving, right? Now, if you're Christian and you're in church, you know how important it is to serve and serve the Lord, because it's what we have called to. It's the only thing that Jesus, when he comes back, he literally says, well done, faithful servant, right? But in marriage and singleness, make sure that you have the ability to serve, or you are in the season of serving. What do I mean by that? If you're waiting and you're waiting to meet someone and you're in your season, the best thing you can do is serve in community, serve at church, serve at work. Always be ready to serve, because that is going to build that muscle and perplex you into the season. When the time comes, you'll be able to serve your person adequately. And statistically speaking, I'm not talking about just American marriage stats, but generally speaking, Christian marriages last long compared to most other marriages, right? But I heard this from one of my closest friends / pastors, and he said this: the best marriages he's ever seen was when two people serve one another. So during your waiting or marriage season, just know that you have to be able to serve. It's not about you going back to point number one. It's about sacrifice, being able to sacrifice and know that the person you're with loves you for who you are, and also that you love them for who they are, right? So sacrifice in it for the long haul. And then point number three, it is about serving your spouse or person.